when
Mm.
when I went to Vegas, like the first Vegas event is gonna be, that's gonna be one of those points in time that are gonna be cemented in history because a lot of us that were there are actually building in the real world, and
Mm.
because of that, Hex is not gonna be like every other crypto, and people don't understand that. So a lot of people are gonna get left behind. Very simple.
That's good segue too in the Hex Investment Trust. I mean,
Mm.
is that something that, speaking of building, is that something that you want to kind of introduce to people and talk a little bit
Sure.
about?
Sure thing. So basically, it's the Hex Investment Trust is a accredited investor level product because it's a private product, a private investment product, and
Not a
it's
project.
not a project, and it's a Regulation 506C type of investment where you can either be an accredited investor and invest, or a qualified purchaser and invest. And those are just two different types of investor qualifications that the SEC has labeled. And the whole purpose of this instrument is really just to put Hex out there in the real world, right? I mean, everybody wants to pump their bag, but this is actually the easiest way to do it because now I've created, or we have a fiat conduit into Hex that doesn't need any centralized exchanges, doesn't need any crypto, anything. They can all kiss our ass now. And all we have to do is get it to a specific dollar amount, which is $10 million, so that then we can apply to go public. And then boom, we're on a ticker board. And then it's free game. Free gains for all.
Is
Yep.
that so? How long has it been? How long since you started it? I know I remember it was maybe sometime last year you started working on this.
Yeah, I started trying to put it together. I think it was October, but then we beat our freaking feet for like a month because the lawyers just, it was just like miscommunication between all of us somehow. It wasn't really any one party's fault. It was kind of everybody's fault, really, now that I think about it. But I wasn't really aware. So I didn't really know that people were misinformed. And
Hmm.
then after that, I kind of like took the thing by the bullhorns and made sure it happened. Um, I mean, we finally went all the way live, kind of. I want to say mid March, and it's just been a struggle, kind of piecing all the pieces together because of the way the system is set up. You have to use all these different third parties to make everything work, so it's a pain in the ass. And it's designed like that on purpose so that middleman can eat. And this is what people don't understand about the way the system works. Nothing is done to benefit you. It's actually done to benefit those in the middle. Strictly. That's
Hmm.
it. And those of us that are not building in the real world are building things differently so that they don't work like that. It's going to be a beautiful thing because the amount of economic power behind ourselves is going to be unstoppable. People are going to have to shut the F up and do what we say. And that's just going to be the end of that. So fun times ahead, honestly.
Yeah. Is there? So you said the goal is 10 million. Have you made public like what you're up to now, or like how long you have to go?
No, I haven't made that information public yet because the
Hmm.
thing is, like, summertime is here. People are kind of like in the process of filling it out. Everything is slow going because that's just the way it is on that side. People are
Hmm.
doing what they have to do, but the stuff has to get processed. It takes days to get processed, and then after it gets processed, you gotta submit the orders, and it's everything is a process. So it all
Hmm.
takes days. But once we do hit our targets, we're actually gonna do a webinar here probably next week
Hmm.
for people that are at the stage where they're ready to actually fill out the investment forms and stuff like that. Just so they can kind of see exactly what's going on, get some questions answered if they have questions, and just a little brief webinar to
Hmm.
help them get the process completed. Because some people have never even filled any of this out before. Some have no idea what an accredited investor is. Some of the people investing in this stuff just have crypto money. They've never been fiat rich before per se. But
Right.
again, this is something that opens up the door to those that even want to experience crypto gains and don't want to hold their own keys. right? And this is another avenue for them to use that allows them to not have to rely on a third party per se, right? Because it's just them and their broker until when it goes public. But for now, it's just them and their subscription form, right?
Hmm.
Because that's basically their claim to this investment until it actually goes public and then it gets listed on an exchange, etc.
Are there
Um,
other trusts that have did this process before that are already out there?
just the Bitcoin Trust,
Just
GBTC.
Bitcoin. Yeah,
Yeah, just all the
that's what I was
grayscale ones.
thinking. I couldn't think of any other ones.
That's it. It's the only one.